Dear viewers, my name is Shijiazhuang. I'm a journalist from China Media Group. I'm right now at the temporary quarantine homes at Huangzhuang near Shijiazhuang, and it has been a number of days, and it takes 600 mu, and when built, this will accommodate more than 1,000 rooms. It will be divided into two phases, and for the first phase, it will include at least 1,000 rooms, and 700 rooms of this have been delivered. And behind me is just these temporary homes. And right now we are at the very end of the first phase of the project. And joining me at this program is Commander-in-Chief Mr. Tang from China Railway Construction Company, Bureau 2. So when did you come to this construction site? I came here on the 15th. I came here from Shijiazhuang. And we have 6 project teams from China Railway Construction Corporation. From our corporation, we have 6 teams dispatched to here, and so you have been here for 5-6 days. And how do you comment the progress so far? Well, it's very difficult in terms of construction standards, because this is running 24/7, and our workers are working tirelessly, and we have been working 4 consecutive days, and within the first 4 days, they only rested for like less than 10 hours. So, all right, thank you very much. And after listening to your introduction, now let's get inside of this temporary quarantine homes. And this is the Zone 3 of the project. We're at A2 of Zone 3. And now let's take a look at this zone, and we have 12 quarantine homes at this zone, and it has basically completed the main structure. And so what are we doing right now here? So this is something quite fresh. We haven't done anything like that before, and we are still learning and exploring. So as Mr. Pan has mentioned, so this is the bathroom, and it's integrated bathroom. And so this is pre-installation. So what do you do here basically? So we have to put every piece together, and when every piece is put together, we have to install the toilet. And at the very beginning, it took 6 hours, but right now we are very skilled, and we could reduce the time to within 3 hours. So we are racing with time. So as I have mentioned, that the first batch of Phase 1 project was already delivered, and in a Phase 1 project, we have accumulated a lot of experience. Yes, you're right, because our workers, they are from different background, and they have been learning very fast. Now the efficiency has increased dramatically. So to tell you more about it, for this prefabricated room covers a couple of columns and 4 different walls, and at the very beginning it may take hours, but right now it may take only 45 minutes to install the basic structure of the room, but it's more time consuming to install the internal facilities and decorations, because inside the room you need to have the water heater, the air conditioning, wireless network connection, and some basic utility such as electricity and water.
触类旁通，我们工人学得非常快，非常快，在昼夜在赶工，尽量达到那个政府对我们的要求吧。
其实呢，这个整个的这个现场呢，整个黄庄公寓的修建现场，其实有4000多名工人正在日夜的奋战。那么大家的一个共同的目标，就是为了这个黄庄公寓。
So you can see that thousands of workers are on this project to ensure that the project can be delivered on time, and our workers have dedicated a lot because the moment when we came, we don't have a lot of conditions. We don't have those preferable conditions, and a lot of people just sleep on the ground, and we don't have sufficient number of engineering vehicles, so we mobilized a lot of private vehicles. So we're actually having a race with time here. So, as you have mentioned, so right now you are installing the bathrooms. So what is the progress so far? So we're making a lot of progress very rapidly, and we're working with a number of sister organizations. And so within every 3 hours, we report the engineering status. The last time we reported, we completed 28 rooms. But there are units who are ahead of us in terms of engineering status. But right now, we can shrink the time spent to within 3 hours. So now let's get further inside, and you can see that there are workers in rooms on both sides of the aisle, and I guess you heard that at the very beginning it was 6 hours, and right now they can make it within 3 hours. So this is a dramatic increase of efficiency. So at the very beginning, when we just came here, we worked on the walls, and in zone 3, 48 rooms were completed, and then another 28 rooms were completed by our sister unit, and then we transferred to zone 4 and completed 98 rooms, and now we're transferred back here. So do you think this is easy to install? Well, it's relatively easier because we have been very experienced in doing that, cutting and framing the equipment and the building blocks. So you mentioned that people were from many different backgrounds, from many different projects. So where are they from? Well, most of our workers are from Sichuan, from Guizhou province. So more than half of them are from Sichuan. So basically they are from all over the country. Exactly. Because whenever there is a place in need, people will hold out a helping hand. So right now the temperature outside is below -degree, and so this is the coldest time of the year during midnight. So it's freezing cold, and so does that affect the progress of your work? Yes, truly this is a challenge, but this is not the most challenging part. So the most challenging part is that we are racing with time, and we don't have sufficient time of rest, and at 5, 6 in the morning, although it doesn't show very cold temperature if you look at the meter, but we do feel very cold physically, so there's a lot of challenge. So how do you allocate the tasks? How do you dramatically improve the efficiency? Because as you know that this is a place that will accommodate a lot of the suspected and confirmed cases. So it will also accommodate those who have a close contact with those confirmed patients. And right now the cases are growing on a daily basis. And if every confirmed patient has 50 people with close contact with them, so you can imagine the needs are growing exponentially. So that is why it's super urgent for us to come up with this building, and that is why you are racing with time. And so, do you have any solutions to improve the speed? So, number one, we have to protect very good support for our workers. So we are running a couple of shifts. We're now running smaller shifts because this is a very challenging task. So each shift has 5 workers, and we are running around the clock. We are working 24/7 with multiple shifts. So are there day shifts and night shifts? Well, right now we don't talk about day shifts or night shifts, and we only change the shifts in every couple of hours. So you talked about the guarantee and support for workers, and you mentioned that people are sleeping on the ground at night. And right now on this construction site, we have 4,000 workers. And there is a lot of challenge for epidemic prevention for those people, because in Shijiazhuang there are medium risk areas and also high risk areas. So what measures do you take to protect your people on the ground? So we have very strict rules. For any worker to come inside the construction site, you need to have a negative result for nucleic acid test. And when you are inside here, we arrange another nucleic acid test. And I came from Hebei, and I have taken already 6 nucleic acid tests. So in every 2 days, we are doing 1 test. And after the test, we are confining this place, and we don't simply go out. And when we go out, we have to show our green card and green code. And if we are out of this compound for like more than 12 hours, we have to do the NAT again. So we are very stringent. We're following those very stringent measures, and according to the requirements of epidemic control leadership team of Shijiazhuang, we have to guarantee that there is 0 infection and 0 confirmed cases. So truly, this is very difficult. You have to race with the time while ensuring the safety of all the workers. So going forward, are there additional shifts who will come and to make your jobs easier? So, according to the progress so far, we expect to deliver Zone 3 by 6 p.m. tomorrow. And when that is delivered, they will be assigned with new tasks. Well, that's for sure, because we have to work here till this construction site is fully delivered. And we're not planning to bring in a new staff because we are already very experienced, and we have to stay focused on the job until the very end. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Pang, for your very detailed introduction. And so at Huangzhong Apartments, the 1,173 quarantine homes of Phase 1 project, they are right now installing the bathrooms, and after that, they will be supplied with electricity and water. And so by that time, it will be ready for delivery. And we hope that the quarantine homes can be delivered on time. In addition to that, Phase 2 project is also well underway, and as Mr. Pang introduced that they might be transferred to Phase 2. Well, it's not just Phase 2, and we will be busy with many different engineering zones, and we were transferred to Zone 3 from Zone 4. So it's pretty organized, and so we'll be transferring between different zones. So you can see that the construction effort is well underway, and we hope that the engineering project can be completed on time and delivered as soon as possible. And just now, we paid a visit to Zone 2 of the apartment construction site, and phase 2 is also well underway, and it has more than 2,000 rooms. And right now, 85% of the temporary homes, they have been fully constructed, and more than 1,000 of these rooms have installed doors and window frames. And the next step is to install the interior decoration. And you can see that the workers here are busy building the bathroom inside, and they are also installing the toilet. So for this bathroom, it's 3 square meters, and it's big enough for those living inside to go to the bathroom and to turn around in this space. And you can see that our workers are very dedicated and meticulous. And so after the installation, it has to be moved to the corner and be ready for use. So apart from Mr. Pang, we have a project manager from China Railway Construction Corporation. So tell me, what is the current status right now? So we are right now at Zone 3. As you may know that we have Zone 1, Zone 2, and Zone 3. And Zone 3 is part of the Phase 1 project. And we are right now installing all the bathrooms inside the rooms. And after that is installed, we're going to clean the room. And for Zone 4, we have completed 90% of the basic structural construction. And for Zone 2 of Phase 2, and it's only 80%. So what is the reason for this slow process? So we have to follow certain procedures, because Zone 3 is Phase 1, and so Zone 4 is Phase 2. So Zone 3 and Zone 4, they are located pretty close, but we have some distance to go between the Phase 1 and Phase 2 projects. So this has posed some difficulties, because there are also a lot of changes regarding the assignments of engineering and different bureaus of China Railway Construction Group dispatched many different teams on the ground, and according to our statistics, we have 3,400 workers working on the ground, and we have also supplemented additional staff. So on site, how many people do we have here? So we have 12 bureaus working here. So this is led by China Railway Construction Corporation. And we also have many different bureaus. We have Bureau 1, 2, 3, and 4, 6, and Bureau 7 and 10, and the Bureau of Electrification, and the Bureau of Tunnel Construction. And because I was previously leading 2 other construction sites, both of which are very close to this area, so that is why I was dispatched to this place. Because this is a project led by China Railway Construction Corporation, and that is why it has dispatched a lot of bureaus to this place. So as project manager, Mr. Zheng has mentioned that we have altogether workers from 12 bureaus of China Railway Construction Group, and they are from many different places, and there are workers from Langfang City, from Beijing, and we also heard that there are workers from Sichuan and Guizhou provinces. So people from all across the country, they come here, and a lot of them, they were not working in the fields of installation or construction. But right now, as I have heard, that they have already accumulated a lot of experiences. So how to comment on their skills? So there is still a gap between us and those professional home decoration staff, but we are more meticulous. We are very much committed, and we're going to narrow our gap with them because we're going to be very dedicated to this job. So people may wonder, why don't we find professional people on this project? Well, this is because this integrated bathroom system is one fresh new product and fresh system, and the market doesn't have very experienced workers for this fresh new system, so that is why the on-site command center has borrowed people from China Railway Construction Corporation, and the training was organized on-site, and there were also a lot of specific work guidances provided to them. So a lot of the people are very dedicated because they have been here from the very beginning. Yes, I came here on a 13th. So I guess you have been on many other projects in the past, and how to compare this one with the previous project that you did before? Well, I have a lot to share with you because number one, this is truly a very urgent project, and most of the other projects were not this urgent because we spent a little time in organization and in training, and because I was also responsible for the mobilization of material and supplies. And right now, because I have, for example, more than 10 people that I'm managing, and none of them are working in the office, and they are all on site. They are all on this project, and everybody is running around the clock. So you can imagine that there is this closed-loop management in Shijiazhuang, and Shijiazhuang is cut off from the outside world. And so, but right now, right here, we are building 4,000 temporary quarantine homes, and we can produce a lot of the pipes here, but you will have to rely on supplies provided from elsewhere for air conditioning, for screwdrivers, everything. So how do you solve this problem? So all the material and all the tools are purchased from elsewhere, and because we are a nationwide company, and right now, in terms of material procurement, we have our own warehouses, and if we don't have those supplies in our own warehouse, we're going to dispatch them from Tianjin or from Beijing, from Langfang, or from Handan City. And we also borrowed some workers from Wuhan, and so for this project, so we are mobilizing all the resources of the corporation, and when we are in need of certain materials, if we don't have them, we're going to send out the message in our WeChat group, and so whenever there is supply, and they will immediately provide the material to us. So we're going to rent a vehicle to transport the material to this place immediately. So you can see that the workers, they have spent a lot of hours doing this, and right now the 106 rooms of Phase 1 have been delivered, and right now we are focusing on the 1,073 quarantine rooms in Zone 3, of phase 1, and right now they are having a race with time. And apart from the hard work of those working on site, the success of this project is indispensable from the support that we collect from the society. And can you feel this very strongly? Yes, we can feel this very strongly, because for a lot of the engineering vehicles, it's almost impossible for you to bring them from a faraway place. So that is why we are using these vehicles from nearby. And so we identified a lot of resources from locally, and with the coordination of the local government, we completed the NAT for those people. I'm talking about drivers and those affiliated or involved in the logistic chain. So thank you very much, Mr. Zheng, for your introduction. As Mr. Zheng has mentioned that there is wide-ranging public support from the society for this project, and to our knowledge, total donation from the society reached more than 20 million RMB. For example, Changzhou City provided 37 integrated homes, and you just need to unfold them and then it will be ready for use. And there is also an enterprise that has donated 800 water heaters. And just now, the Hebei military compound made a donation of some military supplies. And in a minute, they will arrive on site. So it's just like what this slogan is saying, that everybody is working together in unity and solidarity. It is only because of solidarity and unity can we overcome the difficulty. All right, this is my report from Huangzhuang apartment of Shijiazhuang. Thank you very much for watching.